The dead have a funny way of starting trouble. For some folks, it's just a squabble over grandma's ceramic cats or a secret second family that turns up at the funeral. But for me, for me, it was 2 wild acres and a single letter from my grandpa Joe that was about to turn a war on the color beige into something you'd see in a movie. I'll never forget that morning, standing in knee-high grass, reading Grandpa Joe's scratchy handwriting for maybe the 10th time. Maple Creek Estates surrounded me, 3 sides of perfect lawns, houses all painted the same shade of taupe. That makes you want to check your pulse. The kind of place where uniqueness goes to die, probably under a compost heap made of organic fertilizer and broken dreams. Alex, the letter began. If you're reading this, I finally cashed in my chips. Don't be sad. 87 years is a good run. I saw a man on the moon, and now I've got a machine in my pocket that can tell a blue jay from a woodpecker. What a time to be alive. That was Grandpa. Guy once spent a summer teaching raccoons checkers and swore they cheated. Then he drops it on me. The land is mine, no strings. Well, except one, a big one. He wanted me to build a barn. Not some Pinterest barn for weddings, not a luxury horse stable. A real barn, sturdy, simple. A spot to save the animals every time wildfire or hurricane panic hit the county. A barn that'd be a Noah's Ark for the scared, the left behind, and the four-legged. You're a logistics guy, he wrote. You'll figure it out. But don't let them turn it into another mansion with 3 garages and 0 soul. Promise me. How do you say no to that? The man taught me to fish, to whittle, to laugh at life's nonsense. This was the best tribute I could imagine. I said yes. First call I made was to Gus. Contractor, legend, the only guy out of 6 who didn't hang up when I said animal rescue barn. Gus's voice sounded like gravel and hope. My surveyor says the land's wild, but it's got bones. You got the cash for the foundation. Grandpa left a nest egg. I told him, labeled Operation Furry Freedom. Gus just chuckled. All right, kid. Permits tomorrow. We break ground next week. I thought, who could object to a barn meant to save puppies and kittens? That's when I met her, 3 houses down, white capri pants, pink polo, laser measurer aimed at her plastic flamingos. She stares, no wave, no smile, just pinched disgust, like my scruffy shirt was a war crime. She gave a stiff little nod and vanished inside. I should have known then. Next day, war starts with the squeak of orthopedic sneakers. Carol, the flamingo lady, struts up, introduces herself as the president of the Maple Creek HOA, shakes my hand with a grip like a vice, and hands me a binder the size of a microwave. Our covenants and restrictions, she says, proud as if she wrote the Constitution herself. Section 14, subsection B, Article 9, non-domiciled structures. You'll find it enlightening. I flip through later. It's 347 pages of rules. Leo, the surveyor, mutters, that's a binder lady. My dad says you see one, you add 20% to the budget, double the timeline. Gus just laughs when he sees it. Every perfect neighborhood's got one. They'll take you to a gnome tribunal if your garden gnome's hat ain't whispering earth tone. Be careful, kid. They fight with paperwork, not fists. The first letter lands in my mailbox 3 days later. It's not from Carol, but the Architectural Review Committee, of which, turns out, Carol is chair and sole voting member. A notice of preliminary concern. They list violations: unauthorized soil displacement, survey stakes, wrong type of wooden stakes, untreated pine not on the list, and my favorite, potential harboring of unsanctioned fauna. Squirrels, raccoons, deer, and possums are banned. Only non-aggressive honeybees, cardinals, and monarch butterflies are allowed. A barn, they say, might disrupt architectural harmony. Suggest a gazebo or a tasteful pond instead. And if I don't stop, $150 daily fine. That night, fueled by energy drinks and a growing sense of absurdity, I dig through the binder. It's an encyclopedia of petty tyranny, garbage cans, window shades, even the color of porch lights. But there, buried deep, is a loophole. Emergency relief structures follow a different set of rules, governed by the Safety and Security Subcommittee. The only member? Barry, the nervous HOA treasurer I saw get scolded by Carol for using Arial instead of Times New Roman. I shift my strategy. Instead of pleading, I prepare for battle. At the next HOA meeting, I show up with charts, a PowerPoint, a letter from the animal shelter, and a picture of a golden retriever puppy for good measure. I call it Grandpa Joe's Arkansas. For a moment, I think I win some hearts. A woman in the back wipes a tear. Barry actually looks up. But Carol kills it with a smile. Lovely sentiment, Mr. Henderson. However, passion does not supersede policy. She flips her own master binder. My barn is not a community resource unless people can store patio furniture in it. Board and batten siding is prohibited agricultural aesthetic. My barn would harbor unsanctioned fauna. If we allow a haven for squirrels, what's next? A halfway house for non-compliant lawn ornaments? Meeting adjourned. I'm left gutted. That's when it clicks. I'd been arguing the spirit, but Carol only cares about the letter. Time to weaponize the rules. That night, running on spite and pizza, I draft new plans. The barn becomes a privately owned multi-use agricultural storage facility and community emergency preparedness center. Agricultural storage gets lighter restrictions for parcels over 1.5 acres. Siding changes to composite that looks identical but is technically compliant. I flood the HOA with 16 permit applications, soil grading, material staging, vegetation management, each exploiting a different clause. According to their own rules, if they don't deny in 15 business days, I get provisional approval. Meanwhile, the city greenlights everything. They don't care about HOA drama. Just cash the permit check and move on. Gus is ready. Concrete truck is scheduled. I wake up that morning feeling hope. Then, right before the truck arrives, I get a call. There's a car blocking the access road, the driver says. Shiny white one, plus a bunch of flower pots. It's Carol's Lexus, flanked by a barricade of massive rose pots and an HOA notice warning against unauthorized vehicular access. I storm to her door. She's holding a phone like a queen with her scepter. Is there a problem? She says, all innocence. Maybe file an access request. Reviews in 6 to 8 weeks. That's when I snap. Not in anger, something deeper. I smile, the kind of smile that makes people nervous. I walk away without another word. If she wants a logistics war, fine. I call Dave, old college buddy, runs a delivery company. How many 53-foot crate trucks can you get here in 3 minutes? I got 3, 5 blocks away, he says. What are you delivering? Justice, I reply. Send 'em all. 3 semi-trucks roll in, engines roaring. One parks parallel to the access, blocking street view. The second boxes in Carol's Lexus and rose pots, and the third closes off the entry, 3 walls of pure steel. Carol's car is trapped in a fortress of my making. Neighbors come out filming. Officer Miller shows up, listens to both sides, then shrugs. Ma'am, your car's trespassing on his property. This is a civil matter. He turns to me, nods, and tells her to ask nicely for her car back or call a tow. Her face is pure art, defeated, humiliated. Gus and his crew pour the foundation, the trucks shielding the site like a fortress. Carol's SUV eventually has to be lifted out by crane, a walk of shame, 30 feet in the air, with the neighborhood cheering. A lawyer's letter arrives, threatening lawsuits. I frame it and hang it in the crate truck as a trophy. Construction surges ahead. No one can see or complain, at least not effectively. Carol tries everything. Noise complaints, dismissed. Crew switches to hand signals and noise-canceling headphones. Light pollution, we get motion-activated spotlights. Now it looks like a weird avant-garde play. Odor complaints, I start ordering daily cinnamon rolls for the crew, so the only smell is victory. The crew loves it. Gus starts calling me the landlord. We take bets on what Carol will do next. When the last nail is hammered, the last coat of city approved, but definitely not HOA approved. Paint is dry, I call Dave. The crate trucks pull away at dawn like a curtain rising, revealing Grandpa Joe's Ark. A real barn, red and sturdy, a little island of soul in a sea of beige. We have a small barbecue. Neighbors who quietly rooted for me, Brenda the old rebel, even Officer Miller, all show up. For once, it feels like a real community. Then the call comes. A shelter needs help with a mama beagle and 4 pups after a fire. 20 minutes later, they arrive. The dogs tumble into the grass, wagging and yapping. I swing open the big barn doors. Clean, safe, fresh hay laid out. The mama beagle trots in, looks back at her pups, gives a bark, and they all follow. Everyone cheers. I glance over at Carol's house, just catch a twitch of her curtain, then nothing. I give a little salute. Checkmate. Grandpa Joe would have loved it. Not just the barn, but the beautiful, absurd, cinnamon-scented, crate truck-sized war I fought for it. Property values be damned. Tell me, where do you stand? HOA rulebooks or a barn for the strays? Drop a comment, share your own stories, because in the end, isn't a little rebellion what keeps life interesting?